What is it about villain characters that draw us to them? Is it the clothes? Is it the demeanor? Or is it the relatable motivations? Even though we're supposed to hate them, villains have a certain appeal to us. I have a large list of favorite villains myself, all the way from Doflamingo to Jabba the Hutt. I even have some Jabba the Hutt card sleeves. Nerd! But there's one villain that's always been near and dear to my heart. Wario. Wah! My mustache is not long enough. I can't explain why, but I like Wario. I've always liked Wario. He's always the character I use in Mario Party or Mario Kart. So you can imagine my 14-year-old excitement when a brand new 3D Wario game was announced. I would watch the trailer over and over. Look at this thing. Wario beating down foes left and right, catchy tunes. Eating money? Sure. This game seemed to have it all. As a kid, I bought it, played it, beat it, and traded it in for store credit. The only thing I remember is that I loved the game. However, that was 10 years ago, and I'd like to think I'm a much wiser, more critical gamer now. Quiet. Will Wario World still give me that same enjoyment it did all those years ago? Well, let's find out. Here we go.
Welcome to Wario World.
Right in the nostalgia. So the game starts off with a scrolling text intro with no narration. Oh, good. Come on, I'm playing a game here. If I wanted to read something, I'd watch Kung Fu Hustle for the 90th time. You know what? Fine. I'll do my own narration. Long ago, there was an evil black jewel that fed on the wishes of people, turning their desires into power. Oh, man. This dark jewel gave birth to many evil spirits, who then tormented the good creatures of the world.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Then, just when it seemed like the evil spirits would overrun the land, the spritlings of the sacred forest ensnared the black jewel and hid it away deep within their ancient ruins.
Hey, all right.
But over time, these events were all forgotten, and one day a greedy treasure hunter stole the jewel from the ruins. Oh, nice going, Wario. Oh, okay, the jewel speaking? All right, sure. Oh, free at last! I'm chock full of power! I think I'll turn all of this greedy sap's jewels into evil spirits. I'm sorry you had to hear that. So, as you heard from the narration, the jewel is evil, Wario took it, and now it's transformed his castle into bizarre worlds.
There are 4 worlds in total, with each one having 2 levels, and each level has a truckload of collectibles.
8 treasures, 8 Wario statue pieces, 8 red diamonds, and 5 spritlings. There's a boss at the end of each level, and a boss at the end of the world once you've completed the 2 levels. Now, if you're the type of person who obsessively collects everything you can in games, Wario World can be a bit exhausting. Be prepared to replay levels often. The level design and camera angle sets up very clever and stupid hiding spots for some of these collectibles. They each serve a purpose, although some of them are more useful than others. A completed Wario statue gives you more health, spritlings help against the final boss, and red diamonds are needed to open the stone doohickey leading to the level boss. I'm not kidding, it's called the stone doohickey. Look it up, I'll wait. Finding everything in the game can be pretty tough. At the end of each level, next to the stone doohickey, is a glue glob that will take you to the start of the level, in case you want to go through it again to try and find anything you may have missed. I was all on board with this at first, but as the game went on, I found myself having to use the glue glob more and more often. And let me tell you, when you've replayed the level over and over, but can't find the last thing you need to have the level be complete, and you're so tired from all the stupid hunting you just want to pause the game and take a minute to think, what kind of music do you think they play at the pause screen to soothe you? He taunts you. Wario taunts you. He taunts your inability to find his crap. You know, Wario, I'm trying to help you. I'm playing your game. I'm posting it to the interwebs. I'm saying, hey, everybody, give that Wario a chance. He's not such a bad guy. You know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe you just are a bad guy, Wario. Piece of work, Wario. Getting all 8 treasures in a world will unlock a minigame from WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. But in order to play them, you're going to need one of these, some of these, and one of these. And as you can see, I just don't have that stuff. This is how gaming used to be, children. Ha 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 ha. We lived in dark times. And don't forget coins. My gosh, you get so many coins. When you beat enemies, they drop coins, but this is the kind of game where you can just go off screen for a few seconds, and all the enemies will come back. So hypothetically, you can just farm coins forever. You can use coins to buy health from vending machine guys, or to bring you back to life in case you die.
They say money can't buy happiness, but it can buy life.
And while we're on the topic of the enemies, let's talk about them for a moment. I feel like common enemies only exist in this game to annoy you. Heck, most of the time you don't even have to fight them, you can just run past. They're not even threatening. Now, there are a few instances where you can use enemies to navigate the terrain, and those enemies are pretty cool. Like, take a look at this icicle guy. You beat him up, grab him, and pile drive him into the ground.
Then you can use him as a footstool to help you get up to a ledge.
Or these flying magnet guys that you can throw onto metal plates to ascend. This is really neat. The enemy designs are unique to the level, but most of them are just reskinned versions of the same enemy. Desert level has mummies. Circus level has clowns. Graveyard level has skeletons.
Wait, that's a skeleton pterodactyl. That's a skeleton pterodactyl.
Skeleton pterodactyls. A sci-fi original movie.
Is that a flying bird snowman? Okay, no, that is where I draw the line.
One thing that you've probably already noticed is that the objects and textures in the level are designed to look more realistic, where Wario and his enemies are very stylized. And because of this contrast, Wario doesn't even seem to fit in his own world.
Psh, Wario World? More like Wario goes to a world.
The bosses also suffer from a lack of coherent design. Like the first world boss is a...
Is that a... Yep. Dinosaur in a bikini.
Second world boss, two-headed dragon. Third world boss, dancing minotaur guy. Fourth world boss, pirate?
What does any of that have to do with anything?
They don't even make sense in the context of the worlds they come from. Seriously, the fourth world has a mirror maze level and a desert level. So the boss is a pirate? To be fair, though, some of the bosses are really cool and can be legitimately creepy.
Oh, it's a Jack Frost thing. Oh, is that its body? Oh no, Well, I'm not sleeping tonight, how about you?
He just took off his head and threw it. Oh, it's not his head. Oh!
But even as cool as some of them are, they just seem out of place in this kind of game. Wario World doesn't have a good scale of difficulty, and the bosses are no different. The final boss is a joke. Seriously, the first boss you see in the game is more threatening than this guy. Oh no, I have to dodge things. Oh no, I have to jump. I am being challenged. You beat the game and you just feel bored, which is something you never want to do with a game. The final fight should be the be-all, end-all confrontation. You should come out of it sweating with shaking hands and pantaloons that smell like urine. Beating the boss makes you feel like a boss, like you just married King Midas's daughter.
Is that an analogy? Does that mean something? Someone make that mean something.
On a more positive note, there's a beautiful simplicity to this game. Punching solves problems. How do I get through this gate? Punch it a bunch of times. How do I open this chest? Punch it. Press this button? Punch it. Hit this switch? Punch it. Oh no, a door on the floor. I can't punch that, but I can pile drive an enemy into it. And when you think about it, isn't a pile drive just turning your enemy into your fist and then punching them into the ground?
The combat in the game feels fun, at least. It feels awesome to punch things into submission.
And a lot of combat techniques you have available to you are used to get around in the levels, which is a pretty nice touch. The thing that I love most about this game, though, are the bonus areas and the trapdoors. They all have a little gimmick to them that just makes them fun to do. The beginning ones are pathetically easy, but the ones in the final world were really tough and they were really cool. Some of them really require you to have to figure it out, and they really test your skill as a player. How many more times can I say really?
Like, look at this one. You have to cross these platforms that fall when you stand on them, but they have spiky balls hovering above them. So you have to grab the edge of the platform and constantly let go and re-grab to lower it so that you can stand on it to jump to the next one.
This is so cool! Or this one where you have to figure out the timing of the glue glob and then let go right as it throws you forward. They even step it up later in the game where one bonus area has 3 of these things that all operate on different velocities. I just want these things in a game. Couldn't you have just made a game about this? In a few levels, I spent more time in the bonus areas than I did in the level itself. This is not a game I can recommend to everyone. In fact, unless you like Wario as a character, this is going to be one to avoid. The whole game style conflicts with itself, the difficulty doesn't scale well, enemies are mostly there to waste time, and collecting everything just feels kind of pointless in the end. Wario World has a lot of good ideas, but doesn't do enough with them, instead opting to throw stupid, tedious garbage in your face. I love this game, but it just doesn't hold up today.
But maybe I'm playing the wrong game. Maybe there's another Wario game that does it better. If you do decide to play Wario World, don't say I didn't warn you.
Wario.